Learning starts in 3 seconds. Accommodate.
accommodate,
공간을 제공하다, 수용하다.
lodge, house, put up, billet, quarter, board.
The cottages accommodate up to 6 people. Accordance.
accordance,
일치, 합치, 조화.
in agreement with, in conformity with, in line with.
The ballot was held in accordance with trade union rules. Adventure.
adventure,
모험,
exploit, escapade, deed, feat, trial.
Her recent adventures in Italy. Airline.
airline,
항공사,
air shuttle,
Airline pilot. Assert.
assert,
주장하다.
declare, maintain, contend, argue, state.
The claimants assert that their claims should also have been settled. Battery.
battery,
건전지, 배터리.
cell, accumulator, power unit.
A camera battery. Bible.
Bible,
성서,
the scriptures, the holy scriptures.
Verses from the Bible. Broadcast.
broadcast,
방송하다.
transmit, relay, air, beam, put out, send out.
The announcement was broadcast live. Bulk.
bulk,
대부분,
size, volume, dimensions, measurements.
Residents jump up and down on their rubbish to reduce its bulk. Butter.
butter,
버터,
beat the egg yolk into the batter, followed by the sour cream and melted butter.
Fat, oil, cooking oil, animal fat. Cathedral.
cathedral,
대성당,
chancel, basilica.
When many people think of the church, they think of cathedrals, stained glass windows and buildings with a cross on top. Cinema.
cinema,
영화관, 극장.
movie theater, movie house.
I was weaned on a diet of Hollywood fantasy at my local cinema. Collective.
collective,
집단의, 단체의.
concerted star, cumulative.
A collective protest. Colony.
colony,
식민지,
territory, possession, holding, dependency.
Japanese forces overran the French colony of Indochina. Commander.
commander,
지휘관, 사령관.
leader, head, headman, boss, chief.
The commander of a paratroop regiment. Comply.
comply,
따르다 준수하다.
abide by, act in accordance with, observe.
We are unable to comply with your request. Considering.
considering,
을 고려 감안하면.
bearing in mind, taking into consideration.
Considering the circumstances, Simon was remarkably phlegmatic. Convenient.
convenient,
편리한, 간편한.
suitable, appropriate, fitting, fit, suited, agreeable.
I phoned your office to confirm that this date is convenient. Criticize.
criticize,
비판 비난하다.
find fault with, censure, denounce, condemn.
The opposition criticized the government's failure to consult adequately. Curl.
curl,
곱슬곱슬하다.
wind, twine, entwine, wrap.
Her fingers curled round the microphone.
accommodate, lodge, house, put up, billet, quarter, board. Accordance. In agreement with, in conformity with, in line with. Adventure. Exploit, escapade, deed, feat, trial. Airline. Air shuttle. Assert. Declare, maintain, contend, argue, state. Battery. Cell, accumulator, power unit. Bible. The Scriptures, the Holy Scriptures. Broadcast. Transmit, relay, air, beam, put out, send out. Bulk. Size, volume, dimensions, measurements. Butter. Beat the egg yolk into the batter, followed by the sour cream and melted butter. Cathedral. Chancel, basilica. Cinema. Movie theater, movie house. Collective. Concerted star, cumulative. Colony. Territory, possession, holding, dependency. Commander. Leader, head, headman, boss, chief. Comply. Abide by, act in accordance with, observe. Considering. Bearing in mind, taking into consideration. Convenient. Suitable, appropriate, fitting, fit, suited, agreeable. Criticize. Find fault with, censure, denounce, condemn. Curl. Wind, twine, entwine, wrap. Accommodate. Accordance. Adventure. Airline. Assert. Battery. Bible. Broadcast. Bulk. Butter. Cathedral. Cinema. Collective. Colony. Commander. Comply. Considering. Convenient. Criticize. Curl.
Diplomatic.
Diplomatic.
외교의
Ambassadorial, consular, foreign policy, political.
Diplomatic relations with Britain were broken. Discrimination.
Discrimination.
차별
Prejudice, bias, bigotry, intolerance.
Victims of racial discrimination. Doctrine.
Doctrine.
교리 신조 정책 주의
Creed, credo, dogma, belief, set of beliefs.
The doctrine of predestination. Domain.
Domain.
영역 분야 범위
Realm, kingdom, empire, dominion.
The French domains of the Plantagenets. Drill.
Drill.
구멍을 뚫다
Drilling.
Drill holes through the tiles for the masonry pins. Effectiveness.
Effectiveness.
유효 성 효과적임
Success, successfulness, efficacy, productiveness.
The effectiveness of the treatment. Emission.
Emission.
배출
Discharge, release, outpouring, outflow.
The effects of lead emission on health. Emphasize.
Emphasize.
강조하다
Bring attention to, call attention to, draw attention to.
They emphasize the need for daily, one-to-one contact between parent and child. Enforce.
Enforce.
집행 시행 실시하다
Impose, apply, carry out, administer.
The role of the police is to enforce the law. Episode.
Episode.
사건 에피소드
Incident, event, occurrence, happening.
The whole episode has been a major embarrassment. Equity.
Equity.
자본,
Fairness, fair-mindedness, justness.
Equity of treatment. Exclusive.
Exclusive.
독점적인, 전용의,
Complete, full, entire, whole, total, absolute.
An exclusive focus on success and making money. Experienced.
Experienced.
경험 경력이 있는, 능숙한,
Knowledgeable, skillful, skilled, expert.
An experienced social worker. Fiction.
Fiction.
소설,
Novels, stories, creative writing.
We are not likely to approach a work of fiction about James as Jamesian scholars. Float.
Float.
떠 흘러가다 떠돌다,
Stay afloat, stay on the surface.
She relaxed, floating gently in the water. Full-time.
Full-time.
풀타임의,
Professional, permanent, committed.
A full-time job. Gastric.
Gastric.
위,
Stomach, intestinal, enteric, duodenal.
A gastric ulcer. Graphics.
Graphics.
그래픽스, 사파,
Artwork star.
Her daughter Bridget, a graphics student, designed the cover. Hardware.
Hardware.
하드웨어,
Equipment, apparatus, gear, paraphernalia.
High-tech military hardware. Humor.
Humor.
유머, 농담 익살, 유머러스함, 익살스러움,
Comical aspect, comic side, funny side.
His tales are full of humor.
Diplomatic. Ambassadorial, consular, foreign policy, political. Discrimination. Prejudice, bias, bigotry, intolerance. Doctrine. Creed, credo, dogma, belief, set of beliefs. Domain. Realm, kingdom, empire, dominion. Drill. Drilling. Effectiveness. Success, successfulness, efficacy, productiveness. Emission. Discharge, release, outpouring, outflow. Emphasize. Bring attention to, call attention to, draw attention to. Enforce. Impose, apply, carry out, administer. Episode. Incident, event, occurrence, happening. Equity. Fairness, fair-mindedness, justness. Exclusive. Complete, full, entire, whole, total, absolute. Experienced. Knowledgeable, skillful, skilled, expert. Fiction. Novels, stories, creative writing. Float. Stay afloat, stay on the surface. Full-time. Professional, permanent, committed. Gastric. Stomach, intestinal, enteric, duodenal. Graphics. Artwork star. Hardware. Equipment, apparatus, gear, paraphernalia. Humor. Comical aspect, comic side, funny side. Diplomatic. Discrimination. Doctrine. Domain. Drill. Effectiveness. Emission. Emphasize. Enforce. Episode. Equity. Exclusive. Experienced. Fiction. Float. Full-time. gastric, graphics, hardware, humor,
induce,
induce,
설득하다, 유도하다.
persuade, convince, prevail upon.
The pickets induced many workers to stay away. Insight,
Insight,
통찰력,
intuition, perception, awareness, discernment.
his mind soared to previously unattainable heights of insight. Institutional,
Institutional,
기관의, 보호시설의,
corporate,
institutional care. Intent,
intent,
의도,
aim, purpose, intention, objective.
with alarm she realized his intent. Invasion,
Invasion,
침략 침입,
occupation, conquering, capture, seizure.
Napoleon's disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812. Junction,
Junction,
교차로, 나들목,
join, joint, intersection, link, bond.
the junction of the two rivers. Leaflet,
Leaflet,
전단,
pamphlet, booklet, brochure, handbill.
pick up a leaflet from your local branch. Leap,
Leap,
뛰다, 뛰어오르다 넘다.
jump over, jump, vault over, vault.
he leapt onto the parapet. Learning,
Learning,
학습,
study, studying, education, schooling.
these children experienced difficulties in learning. Literally,
Literally,
문자 그대로,
verbatim, word for word, line for line.
the driver took it literally when asked to go straight over the roundabout. Lorry,
Lorry,
대형 트럭 화물차,
truck,
a lorry driver. Loyalty,
loyalty,
충실, 충성,
faithfulness, constancy.
his extreme loyalty to the crown. Luxury,
Luxury,
호화로움, 사치,
opulence, luxuriousness, sumptuousness.
he lived a life of luxury. Magnificent,
Magnificent,
참으로 아름다운 감명 깊은 슬래시 훌륭한,
splendid, spectacular, impressive, striking.
a dramatic landscape of magnificent mountains. Marked,
Marked,
뚜렷한,
notable, noticeable.
a house plant with beautifully marked, dark green leaves. Menu,
Menu,
메뉴,
bill of fare, tariff, card.
the waiter handed her a menu. Mess,
Mess,
엉망인 상태,
untidiness, disorder, disarray, clutter.
she made a mess of the kitchen. Mixed,
Mixed,
뒤섞인,
assorted, varied, variegated, miscellaneous.
a mixed diet. Molecule,
Molecule,
분자,
particle, bit, little bit, tiny piece.
this electricity splits the water molecules in an electrolyte, producing hydrogen. Motive,
Motive,
동기, 이유,
reason, motivation, motivating force, rationale.
police were unable to establish a motive for his murder.
Induce, persuade, convince, prevail upon. Insight, intuition, perception, awareness, discernment. Institutional, corporate. Intent, aim, purpose, intention, objective. invasion, occupation, conquering, capture, seizure, junction, join, joint, intersection, link, bond, leaflet, pamphlet, booklet, brochure, handbill, leap, jump over, jump, vault over, vault, learning, study, studying, education, schooling, literally, verbatim, word for word, line for line, lorry, truck, loyalty, faithfulness, constancy, luxury, opulence, luxuriousness, sumptuousness, magnificent, splendid, spectacular, impressive, striking, marked, notable, noticeable, menu, bill of fare, tariff, card, mess, untidiness, disorder, disarray, clutter, mixed, assorted, varied, variegated, miscellaneous, molecule, particle, bit, little bit, tiny piece, motive, reason, motivation, motivating force, rationale, induce, insight, institutional, intent, invasion, junction, leaflet, leap, learning, literally, lorry, loyalty, luxury, magnificent, marked, menu, mess, mixed, molecule, motive,
mutter,
mutter,
중얼거리다.
talk under one's breath, murmur, mumble,
he muttered something under his breath. Myth,
myth,
신화,
folk tale, story, folk story, legend,
ancient Celtic myths. Naked,
naked,
벌거벗은, 아무것도 걸치지 않은,
nude, bare, in the nude, stark naked,
he'd never seen a naked woman before. Necessity,
necessity,
필요,
essential requirement, prerequisite, indispensable item,
the necessity of providing parental guidance. Needle,
needle,
바늘,
bait,
a darning needle. Nonetheless,
nonetheless,
그렇기는 하지만, 그렇더라도,
in spite of everything, in spite of that, even so,
the rally, which the government had declared illegal, was nonetheless attended by some 6,000. Overlook,
overlook,
못 보고 넘어가다, 간과하다,
miss, fail to notice, fail to observe,
he seems to have overlooked one important fact. Physically,
physically,
신체적으로,
bodily,
physically demanding work. Pond,
pond,
연못,
pool, puddle, lake, tarn, reservoir,
a garden pond. Proposition,
proposition,
제,
theory, hypothesis, thesis, argument,
the proposition that high taxation is undesirable. Raid,
raid,
습격, 급습,
surprise attack, hit and run raid, tip and run raid,
a bombing raid. Rebel,
rebel,
반역자,
revolutionary, insurgent, revolutionist, mutineer,
Tory rebels. Reluctant,
reluctant,
거리는, 마지못한, 주저하는,
unwilling, disinclined, unenthusiastic, grudging.
She seemed reluctant to answer. Render.
Render.
만들다 하다.
Give, provide, supply, furnish, make available.
Money serves as a reward for services rendered. Restoration.
Restoration.
복원 복구.
Repair, repairing, fixing, mending, refurbishment.
The restoration of Andrew's sight. Retreat.
Retreat.
후퇴 철수 / 퇴각하다.
Withdraw, retire, draw back, pull back.
The French retreated in disarray. Rhythm.
Rhythm.
리듬. 율동.
Pattern, flow, tempo, regular features.
Ruth listened to the rhythm of his breathing. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
희생하다. 희생시키다.
Offer up, immolate, slaughter.
The goat was sacrificed at the shrine. Satellite.
Satellite.
위성.
Space station, space capsule, spacecraft.
A communication satellite. Sheer.
Sheer.
완전한. 가파른. 가까지른 듯한. 투명한. 얇은.
Utter, complete, absolute, total, pure.
She giggled with sheer delight.
Mutter. Talk under one's breath, murmur, mumble. Myth. Folk tale, story, folk story, legend. Naked. Nude, bare, in the nude, stark naked. Necessity. Essential requirement, prerequisite, indispensable item. Needle. Bait. Nonetheless. In spite of everything, in spite of that, even so. Overlook. Miss, fail to notice, fail to observe. Physically. Bodily. Pond. Pool, puddle, lake, tarn, reservoir. Proposition. Theory, hypothesis, thesis, argument. Raid. Surprise attack, hit and run raid, tip and run raid. Rebel. Revolutionary, insurgent, revolutionist, mutineer. Reluctant. Unwilling, disinclined, unenthusiastic, grudging. Render. Give, provide, supply, furnish, make available. Restoration. Repair, repairing, fixing, mending, refurbishment. Retreat. Withdraw, retire, draw back, pull back. Rhythm. Pattern, flow, tempo, regular features. Sacrifice. Offer up, immolate, slaughter. Satellite. Space station, space capsule, spacecraft. Sheer. Utter, complete, absolute, total, pure. Mutter. Myth. Naked. Necessity. Needle. Nonetheless. Overlook. Physically. Pond. Proposition. Raid. Rebel. Reluctant. Render. Restoration. Retreat. Rhythm. Sacrifice. Satellite. Sheer.
Shore.
Shore.
기슭. 해안 해변. 호숫가.
Seashore, seaside, beach, coast, coastal region.
I made for the shore. Singer.
Singer.
노래하는 사람. 가수.
Vocalist, soloist, songster, songstress.
A pop singer. Statistical.
statistical,
통계적인, 통계학상의, 통계에 근거한,
analytical,
A statistical comparison. Statute.
statute,
법규, 법령, 규정, 학칙,
law, regulation, enactment, act, bill, decree.
The Act consolidated statutes dealing with non-fatal offenses. Stimulate.
Stimulate,
자극 격려하다, 활발하게 하다,
restorative, tonic, invigorating, bracing, energizing.
The women are given fertility drugs to stimulate their ovaries. Stimulus.
Stimulus,
자극제, 자극,
encouragement,
Areas of the brain which respond to auditory stimuli. Straightforward.
straightforward,
간단한, 쉬운, 복잡하지 않은,
uncomplicated, simple, easy, effortless.
In a straightforward case, no fees will be charged. Terrace.
Terrace,
테라스,
balcony, deck.
Breakfast is served on the terrace. Therapy.
Therapy,
치료, 요법,
treatment, remedy, cure, remedial treatment.
A course of antibiotic therapy. Toilet.
Toilet,
변기, 통,
lavatory, WC, water closet, convenience, public convenience.
Liz heard the toilet flush. Tournament.
Tournament,
토너먼트,
competition, contest, championship, series.
South Africa have competed at the last 2 World Cup tournaments and 3 African Nations Cup finals. Traditionally.
Traditionally,
전통적으로,
commonly, generally.
Behavior that is traditionally associated with adolescence. Tragedy.
Tragedy,
비극, 적인 사건,
disaster, calamity, catastrophe, cataclysm.
A tragedy that killed 95 people. Transformation.
Transformation,
변화 탈바꿈, 변신,
change, alteration, modification, variation.
British society underwent a radical transformation. Translate.
Translate,
번역 통역하다,
interpret, render, gloss, put, express, convert.
Several of his books were translated into English. Tremendous.
Tremendous,
엄청난,
very great, huge, enormous, immense, colossal.
Penny put in a tremendous amount of time. Uncertain.
Uncertain,
확신이 없는, 잘 모르는,
unknown, undetermined, unsettled, unresolved.
An uncertain future. Undermine.
Undermine,
약화시키다,
erode, wear away, eat away at, chip away, undercut.
The flow of water had undermined pillars supporting the roof. Warmth.
Warmth,
온기,
heat, warmness, hotness.
The warmth of the sun on her skin. Widow.
Widow,
미망인, 과부, 호러미,
single.
Upon the death of a husband, a widow chooses a husband from among the dead man's brothers.
Shore, seashore, seaside, beach, coast, coastal region. Singer, vocalist, soloist, songster, songstress. Statistical, analytical. Statute, law, regulation, enactment, act, bill, decree. Stimulate, restorative, tonic, invigorating, bracing, energizing. Stimulus. Encouragement. Straightforward. Uncomplicated, simple, easy, effort,